Calaroga Shark Media.
Hello and welcome to Palace Intrigue. I am your host, Mark Francis. Princess Anne has returned home after spending 5 days in the hospital. Her husband, Vice Admiral Sir Timothy Lawrence, expressed gratitude to the medical staff at Southmead Hospital, saying, "I would like to extend my warmest thanks to all the team at Southmead for their care, expertise and kindness during my wife's short stay." Roya Nicker, royal editor at the Sunday Times, commented, "You can just imagine Anne absolutely loathing being the centre of attention. She'll have really disliked the fact that while her brother was hosting a state visit, a very high-profile state visit, Anne was the main news of the day because she loathes being the centre of attention, and she would have wanted to be there to represent the family." Anne's injury restarted the slimmed-down monarchy debate. Royal author Christopher Anderson told the Daily Beast, "As the senior royals get older, there will inevitably be more health challenges, but it does seem odd that we're witnessing one medical problem after another being heaped on the new sovereign in rapid succession. One gets the sense that the royal family is on the ropes. I think we were all spoiled somewhat by the late Queen Mother, by Queen Elizabeth II, and by Prince Philip, all three of whom avoided serious illness well into their 90s. King Charles may worry that once he is no longer in the picture, a King William V will take his plans for modernisation several steps too far." Royal writer Lady Colin Campbell shared similar sentiments, stating, "I have been saying for the last 30 years, ever since Charles came up with the notion of treating Britain as if it's Denmark, and that it was a crazy idea. And now we have 3 royals out of action, and Anne is the busiest of them all. Of course, an accident like this is unforeseeable, but hopefully it will make Charles realize they really need to rope in Beatrice and Eugenie and get Edward and Sophie's children, Louise and James, to come forward." PR expert Grace McCormick told GB News, "The emergence of new working royals may fuel comparisons and competition within the royal family. It could potentially lead to internal tensions or conflicts that could damage the monarchy's public image." Luana Ribera, founder of Dauntless PR, added, "For Beatrice and Eugenie, there is also the Prince Andrew factor. Although they cannot be held responsible for the words and actions of their father, I think current strategy of keeping their head down and quietly getting on with life is a wise one for them." Royal insider Deep Crown added, "The truth is, all this fuss about a slimmed-down monarchy is much ado about nothing. It's simply the natural evolution of an institution adapting to the 21st century. If you want to hear my full thoughts on why the shift is not just necessary but brilliant, tune into my Sunday podcast episode, available exclusively to paid subscribers of this feed." Following the Japanese Emperor and Empress state visit with King Charles and Queen Consort Camilla, a significant change has emerged with the royal family, primarily affecting its female members. During the visit, Queen Camilla was seen wearing a new accessory among her historic jewels inherited from Queen Elizabeth. She sported a brooch featuring a painted portrait of King Charles, framed with diamonds and backed by a pale blue ribbon. This brooch marks the debut of King Charles' official royal family order, a tradition where each monarch represents these orders to working female members of the family for official state occasions. Historically, these orders, initiated by King George IV in the early 1800s, have been painted onto ivory due to its strength and scratch resistance. However, the demand for ivory has drastically reduced wild African elephant populations from several million to around 400,000, according to the BBC. As a vocal advocate for conservation, King Charles has chosen to use polymer, a type of plastic used by artists for his orders, making a significant departure from ivory. This isn't the first time an alternative material has been used. Queen Elizabeth presented Kate Middleton with an order painted on glass due to her and Prince William's conservation efforts. However, King Charles is believed to be the first monarch to entirely forego ivory. The recipients of these orders are not announced in advance. Queen Elizabeth presented 15 orders during her lifetime to various family members, including her mother, Queen Elizabeth, her sister, Princess Margaret, her daughter, Princess Anne, her daughter-in-law, Princess Diana, and Camilla. The last known recipient was the Princess of Wales. King Charles' latest change is part of a series of updates, including multiple renovations to his Sandringham estate, an unprecedented decision regarding Balmoral Castle, the revision of a long-standing tradition related to his charity, and an update to Windsor Castle that has caused some concern among his neighbours. Nacho Gate continues to be in the news after 2 weeks. PR guru Sarah Fruman tells The Express, "I would imagine that the intention would be to piggyback off the high-profile day. However, if she were my client, I would have advised her to consider the potential downsides to leveraging that publicity. It'll get her attention, but it's not the right attention. There are plenty of strategies she can use to get publicity, and the most impactful would be to get creative and authentic, neither of which Meghan seems to be doing. It appears that Meghan is either getting poor advice or she's not listening to the advice she is given. The latter may be more likely." Meghan's following is primarily people who are just interested to see what she will do at this point. Another PR expert, Abisi Magnado, tells The Express, "I think Meghan's brand will do very well no matter when it's launched. I do think there is a higher demand for its release since her popularity has increased globally and outside of Britain. So launching this year would be great, but there's no rush because she's a very relevant figure in the media. I do not believe there is any significance with timing the launch of a brand based on when the royals are working or not, since her popularity is not limited to Britain. I don't believe that she is having a difficult time staffing her brand because there is zero evidence of that and the criticism is second-hand hearsay." Palace Intrigue will be right back. Harry and Meghan have been transformed into famous historical figures by Dan Llewellyn Hall, the youngest artist ever to paint the late Queen Elizabeth. These abstract paintings depict Prince Harry as Bonnie Prince Charlie and Meghan Markle as Dame Elizabeth Grey, stirring a strong reaction online. Llewellyn Hall explained his artistic choices. "In Harry's case, I have entered the story before he met Meghan, the young partygoer with his future very much in the balance, a bit like the Bonnie Prince I have likened him to. I thought putting Meghan in the role of the White Queen, who was a queen consort and possibly the most influential outsider in royal history, might have the fine irony to it and not necessarily beyond the realms of reality." These portraits will be displayed at a London exhibition called The Reign at the Society of Antiquaries in Piccadilly. The exhibition also includes other works by the artist, such as a depiction of the lying in state queue following Queen Elizabeth's death in September 2022, and 10 additional paintings by artist Adam Dant. Llewellyn Hall commented on his fascination with royalty. "The royal family is possibly the most enthralling, longest-running drama in history, the inspiration of theatre, books, and every art form. It seems that these figures, caught on the knife edge of public opinion, were ideal for drawing comparisons from distant monarchs, like the exiled princes and princesses of the past that lurk in the background, but are still irrevocably tied to the job." And there you have it. If you'd like to email us, our address is thepalaceintrigue@gmail.com. Please follow us on Spotify, Apple, the app of your choice. Write us a review, leave a few stars if you love the show. And don't forget, you can get this show along with hundreds of others from Calaroga Shark Media commercial free for just $4.99 a month. And you can try the first month for free on Apple subscriptions. And we have merch. Check out calaroga.com for lots of Palace Intrigue t-shirts, hats, mugs, and all sorts of goodies. It all goes to help us here behind the show. I'm Mark Francis. My thanks to John McDermott. This is Palace Intrigue and good times.